So yeah, final episode. Um, it's a little weird. I'm alone here and slightly cringe because Candace is probably gonna walk past here a couple times, listening to me talk to myself slash you guys. So yeah, guys, we finally made it, and apologize if you hear any nagging in the background. We've got Thor chilling and crying over here. So today I'm gonna be talking to myself, like I said, slightly weird. But before we get going, I thought I'll show you guys. This is what the frame looked like. So after our last discussion with Darwin, I don't know if you can see. I'll show you guys in a bit. Came out really, really cool. But I'll show you guys a little bit later as well. So yeah, so today it's gonna be a little bit different to what we've been doing. So I apologize if I occasionally look at my phone because I gotta ask myself questions. And there was a couple of questions that some guys asked me on social media that I thought I'll take the opportunity to answer. So yeah, so maybe to get started, maybe pose the same questions that I've asked to everyone that I've interviewed or podcast or whatever you want to call it. So firstly, who am I? I'm Chad Leroux, other known as Capture Love. So that's how I actually pronounce it. A lot of people say Capture Lev, and it's quite a spicy name to come up with, but I believe it was destined by God for me to name it that. I'll never forget the day that I was sitting. I had a call with a client at the time, and we sat down and we jumped on a call, and I was very hesitant at the beginning to name the business. I don't know, I just didn't want to box it. I guess as creatives, we overthink things, but I didn't want to box it. And while chatting to the clients and when we're done, it was load shedding, I sat down with, after I chat with clients, I prep and make sure I got to get all the information to them. And I just felt this need in my spirit to name this thing Capture Love because it's all I want to do. It's basically the reason why I do videography. And for some reason I was drawn to the Hebrew understanding. Thor, come on, bro. The Hebrew understanding of the word, which is said like capture love, but spelled slightly different. But if it's, I don't know if this is how accurate this is, but there was the direct Google translation, if they call it that. And the Google translation was KAP, capital C, capital H, KAP, capital C, capital HER, and then small LEV. And I found it so profound that so similar to my initials or the beginning of my name stood out. And the funny part is a lot of people get my name incorrect. They spell the Leroux, the capital L. It's actually a small L, lowercase. Oh, come on, bro. Guys, like I did say, I apologize. I got Thor coming at me, yeah? Um, so, so the lowercase L for love or live, as some would call it, stood out to me. And I mean, it just sat from them, and it just couldn't be more obvious that I need to call it this. Granted that it got very complicated when people ask me, like, how do I follow this page? And I tell them Capture Love. And they type it in and it doesn't show up. So, slightly spicy, but I guess it's all with purpose and has to be like that for a certain way. But that's basically how I came up with the name. I've been alive for 33 years. I studied, funny enough, studied sports science. Don't use it in any way whatsoever. And I'm currently a coaching and leader facilitator, if you want to call it that. Like in my current day job, I train and upskill like leaders and coaches and managers and stuff. So that's near the point. That's just basically roughly who I am. What made me become a videographer? Very strange story. So I'm still gonna do like a short film on this. So keep your eyes out for that. I always loved, like, I was always creative. Just maybe there was a time in my life I didn't realize that I was creative. Um, like I feel like the schooling system kind of skewed the concept of being creative as not being like successful. Like I was taught in school, you must go become a accountant or you must become a doctor, all of these things. And I was never interested in any of that. I mean, I wasn't bad at school, but I wasn't like fond of it. I hated like, and it kills me to this day. If there's any of you that really hate the way that you learn at school, like question it. Because the worst thing that can happen is the same thing that happened with me. Is I almost get PTSD, or I really hate or don't like the concept of learning, which is so unhealthy because our as a human being, we're supposed to be interested in wanting to develop ourselves or become better and all of these things. But yeah, in high school, I found myself really fond of art, but at the same time, I played hockey quite a bit. So, I mean, that was like the majority of my high school was playing hockey. And I was in love with it to the point where I was torn between either sticking the sports route or going the creative route. So, the sports route was sports science, and the creative route was going to be graphic design. Um, at the time, I was fine with going to study sports science. I was okay with it, and I applied to Stellenbosch and UWC and all those things, and I was accepted on the basis of my matric results. Passed matric with what I needed to get into both Stellenbosch and UWC, but none of my marks were updated in their end, so it almost seemed like I wasn't accepted. And I mean, at this point in time, for those who can remember, when you leave matric, there's this "what are you gonna do with your life" type thing. And I didn't know what I wanted to do besides those two things. So, if the one didn't accept me, I thought my art mark was great. Maybe I could go to CWC, study graphic design. Needless to say, I think I took like 2 sleepless days to fully create my portfolio that was required to submit, because I think I had a day and a half to submit to for this portfolio, or 2 days to submit the due date, and created the portfolio, submitted, went to the interview with the dean of the creative, what do you call it, faculty in CPT, and I was accepted. They accepted me to skip foundation because I did art at school. I could go straight into it, and I distinctly remember this moment where they told me I needed a camera. And for some reason, I was just so excited about that. Like, that was like, after everything, I was like, oh yes, this is what I feel like I want to do. And man, to cut the story short, there was issues, and my parents kind of felt that it would be better for me to study sports science. I mean, I could have gone the other way and gone to go and study graphic design and probably like enjoyed it, but I truly believe that I needed to go through the journey to discover what I don't like, to know that video is actually the thing I do like. Because I mean, my journey then went, I failed like terribly my first year for sports science and a little bit of the second year. And then, I just put my head down because I was costing my parents at the time and I didn't want to put them in a tough situation. So I just finished sports science. I mean, I did promotions. I did like almost everything you could think of. Promotions, I worked in retail. Once I left studies, I went to work at Virgin Active, and then I found myself working in the a call center that I'm currently working in. It's online gambling, online casino, for Betway, if you guys will know that. So I found myself there, and 10 years later, 9 years later, let's call it lockdown. So 2020, I wanted to join. At this time, I was still going to Hillsong. I wanted to join the media team at Hillsong. And the person I spoke to in media told me like the non-negotiable, the thing you need is your own camera, and I didn't have my own camera, but I'm like, you know what, cool opportunity. At the time, I was like, but why? Like, you guys can give me a camera, but now I know why. So I bought my own camera, I think just beginning of March, and I think like the next week I was gonna approach them to come like join the media team, and COVID and lockdown. And I found myself sitting at home with a camera and absolutely nothing to shoot. Oh, it was so funny. Taking pictures of like random stuff, pot plants and all these things. Again, not realizing video is actually what I like to do. That year I turned 30, and I decided that I was gonna buy myself a PC because I was kind of bored in my job and I wanted to figure out what is it that I want to do with my life. And I bought myself a PC because I wanted to learn coding, a PC and some courses for my 30th. And we were in lockdown and finding the skill. And I did the coding course, which is okay. I mean, it gave me good insight. But on the PC that I bought, it also had DaVinci Resolve, which is an editing software. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to pull my car out at the time and I'm going to do a small like car video. I mean, that was the moment I realized this is what I want to do, man. I enjoyed it because I came back with random footage and made this video. I still have it. Let me know if you guys want me to post the video because I can show you what it looks like. It's actually funny. But yeah, then to fast forward, join a new church, join the photography team, and then like through one of the guys at the church, Mikhail, we would kind of throw into each other, like, very close friend of mine. And I really wanted to help this guy navigate through things because he lost his father when he was young and he just needed some help in terms of like career direction, and I saw the opportunity to help him out. But in that, bought some new gear, sold my car. Fast forward, like the next moment, the key moment was when. Okay, sorry guys, that was just an intermittent break. Get throw outside because he was actually jumping on the cameras. Um, so yeah, so bought some gear and I offered an engagement shoot for Far Enriquez, which I like really enjoyed. And then next thing you know, like I was being booked for weddings, and I'll never forget the first wedding that I shot. It was funny. Candace will tell the story as well. I actually like cried on the way to it because I never thought it would be something that would be possible. Even going back to our wedding, like our video that was done and our photos that were done. Um, Aleta did our video and Justin did our photography, and ever since then, Justin's kind of been like someone I can lean on. But ever since then, I've just been so drawn to it. And now I find myself like really just thinking anything can be possible through a video camera. And this is why I want to do this. This is how I became a videographer. When did it click that I actually became good? I don't think I can deem myself good. I feel like there's so much more to learn. I mean, even in editing I'm busy with a client's video before this, and even in editing, like, there's things that my brain doesn't know how to do, and the research into it, it's almost like I'm really learning to enjoy learning, if it makes any sense. And I wouldn't deem myself good, but like in terms of like the moment it clicked where I figured out that this is like I have a skill, for lack of a better word or term. I have a skill was there was a coffee shop, Boston Coffee in Belleville. They didn't pay me for it or anything, but it was just an idea that I had, and I'll speak about it in the next season when I do chat to a barista, that I wanted to tell the story of a coffee bean from the time that it is, you know, roasted and to the cup, and I really just enjoyed it, and like to tell that story and how I shot it, and even in the point that I was busy with it, I tried to like interview for another company to do video at the time, to do like part-time video, and didn't get it, and but in all of that there was like this moment that I realized, I can actually do this. It's like almost doing things that I never thought that'd be possible to do. So yeah, I think that would be the key moment that things clicked for me. Greatest ambition going into this. I mean, obviously, the greatest ambition would be that it can be my full-time thing. It can be the thing, like, I wake up in the morning and edit videos. There was an evening I was laying in bed and couldn't sleep, and I was thinking, if I didn't have a day job or have to go to work the next morning, I would have gotten up and like just edited through the night. And the ambition I have on that is just to run this thing full time and just do video for all kinds of events. I think my biggest things I'm drawn to now is podcasts and interviews, and then obviously weddings. I want to do till I can't hold the camera anymore. So as far as I can, I want to do those things. My biggest ambition is next year for my birthday. I'd like to do a exhibition. It could almost be the launch of this thing for me. So I won't say too much, but yeah, I got some ideas I want to do there. I want to have my own studio space. That's like some more ambition I want to do. Or things I want to do. I'd like to also do a short story, like shoot my own, like cinematic style short story, like I said earlier, on me falling in love with art, that I'd like to do. So that is, I'd say in terms of ambition, those are like three things right now, but that can evolve, that can grow. I don't know where this thing can take me. So for now, that's like some of the dreams that I hold. with a video camera. In terms of like questions, I'm gonna be doing this quite a bit. Like, I mean, every season that I'm gonna do is gonna kind of have a one-on-one. The setting might change, but I'll have a one-on-one and give everyone the opportunity to interact with me. So it's not just about me talking to other people, but it's also about like engaging with you guys that are watching the videos. But like, bigger shout out to all of you guys that have been like committed to watching and giving me feedback and chatting to me and all of these things. This is kind of been like, it's surreal actually that I'm doing this. I know it's not like paying me or anything, but sometimes we have to look past what like you can earn and like the value of like what's actually in this. And like, if you watch the full season, you'll see like how my angles and sound and everything that I do is actually just evolved as I went along. So I mean, big shout out to all of you guys. And like, I had to realize it's not even about the views, because we can so quickly go, oh, I need to get like 10,000 subscribers to get paid. But this isn't even about that. I think this is just me trying to prove to myself that like whatever I put my mind to, what I believe I can do, what I'm called to do, it takes action. And this is all this is action. So we're gonna do another season. Funny enough, I've started shooting the second season already, so that's gonna be fun. So we started shooting the second season. So there's gonna be a lot more of this to come. So I'll give everyone an opportunity. You can like follow me on social media right here. You can follow me on this page over here, or if you want to look at more creative stuff, there's one over here that you can find. But you can also find me LinkedIn, and then obviously you can also check it out on YouTube. TikTok, I'm not too fond of it. Like, yeah, like haven't been enjoying TikTok. I don't know how people enjoy it. Like, it's just too slapstick, like just make content and move on. I haven't really been enjoying it too much, and sound rights and all of those things been quite a loss. So can I just talk to you guys about answer some of the questions? So I only got 3 questions when I put out the post, so I'll answer all 3 of them. So Alex van Rensburg, 80p 15k, asked me, where did I learn to be so good with the ice face emoji? Alex, like I told you, I learned from you guys, the people I look up to. Some of the names I dropped that like that really inspire me is Justin Govender. Please, guys, go give him a look. Like, he's got some crazy stuff going. He's always been like the main person I've been touching base with. I remember like he did a small like online video to like for people who want to become videographers and or photographers. So that was awesome. But he's doing this series called Shot with the iPhone, and just his cinematics is insane. Another person, I would say Alex, you. I mean, this is all you've been doing, and you do it full time. And Alex will like deny it at all, but like just in terms of his business ethic and making this thing work for him, I look up to him in that sense. Another one, Jesserajhfilms. From a wedding videographer perspective, is all he does. And yo, this guy can tell a story. And in terms of like storytelling, he's really changed the way that I look at making video. Like, it doesn't have to be the conventional, timeline, but you can do like whatever you want to. And he's kind of taught me that. And then Jared Kleinans. Jared's also been like, just to see what Jared's gone through. Like, I know Jared for a long time, and to see and hear his story about like how he was studying something, I could relate to it. And then just his work and what he does, and like his ambition, and like just being creative. Yeah, so those are some of the people that I would say kind of helped me identify, but good. With how many O's is that? A lot of O's. I wouldn't say that I'm good. Like I said, I think I'm just getting better. Next one, Intisham, int JPEG, int JPG underscore couple times. Intisham, why is that your name? But she asked me how and what made you just go for it. Intisham, I woke up one morning, and then realized like nothing is promised to us, so we got to do with what we have. Cliche as it may sound, like I say this a lot, 2% of people in the world chase their dreams and get to live it out, and I don't want to be a part of that statistic. Like, life is too short, so I think the thing that pushes me is, other than God, like God is my biggest motivator. I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be as motivated or as driven. Like, everything that I get is like direct from God. Like, this podcast was God telling me to go and do it. So to answer your question, how and what made me go for it, God and the fact that nothing is promised. I don't want, like, there's nothing I can lose. I mean, the worst thing is that it doesn't work out. Then I've learned. That's how I feel my entire like professional career as an adult has been. I've done a lot of things. I have built like shoe boxes. I did/do raw nutrition, like help feeding dogs. Candace, what else did I do? Did got that?
Little leather.
Leather. I did leather work. Thanks. See, get yourself a good wife, guys. Candace, are you down to be in the podcast in the last season?
I don't know.
Candace is uncertain about being in the podcast. If this video gets 100 likes, Candace, you must be in it. Is that a deal? If this video gets 200 likes, my wife will be in the second season's last episode. So please, let's do this.
200 likes and 100 shares.
But I can't track shares though. 200 likes and 200 views. 200 views and 200 likes, according to Candace. That's not easy. I haven't hit 200 views on any of the other videos. So she's in this video, but not in this video. So I did a lot of stuff, and those things made me realize what I don't want to do. I mean, I still enjoy it. I for each person that gets a wedding USB, I hand make those pouches. So that was from a skill that I learned. So I mean, it wasn't what I wanted to do, but it taught me what I didn't want to do. So when I found the thing that I did want to do, it made me just like full on go for it. So, and it wasn't even money. I did most of my first gigs were free. My first wedding, like, I got paid like nothing for photography and videography, but it was an opportunity I was after. So that's what made me go for it. And then the last question was Travis Gilbert, also JPEG. Is JPEG like a thing? I don't know. It seems like it's a thing. Travis asked, let's talk about potential as a creative and how to utilize it. Travis, big question. Potential as a creative. I think potential as a creative can be one of the biggest things that scares creatives is because of the thought of what other people think about them. So they never really activate the potential that they have. So I'd say in terms of utilizing it is to firstly be confident or comfortable in yourself and actually just doing it regardless of what you get in return physically, because internally, emotionally, spiritually, you get a lot when you actually jump onto the potential that you have. So when you utilize your potential, that's the earning. You know what I mean? Like I'm busy with Thor because he's got like obedience issues. He's intense, and Candace's cousin Darren is helping me with him, and I didn't know where that was going now. Sorry, guys. It still happens when you talk to yourself. Maybe it'll come back to me. But yeah, utilizing your potential, it does require you to actually just start and not think about what it looks like. It's actually just do it. And when you do it, take feedback on and then do it again and then do it again and do it again. Repetition is vital. And I think that's how you utilize your potentials by actually taking action based on it. Travis, I hope I answered your question there. So yeah, I mean, that does bring us to the end of this, and like I generally finish this with like if I had to give you one thing to like motivate you or like inspire you or help you with what you're struggling with, I'll probably end with that. But while I'm doing it, how's about I go and hang this frame and we can chat there. So let's go hang this frame quickly. I think just before I end off, I really just want to like share my appreciation with everybody that's watched, spoken to me, reached out. Like this is really a dream come true for me that this is what I got to do. I mean, 5 episodes. I barely could like imagine that I could do one. So like I just want to take the time just to thank every single person that has watched, shared, done anything, like commented, like been a little bit enthusiastic even with me. Like I just want to appreciate it first. And with that being said, like write down what you want to do and like go after it, man. Go after whatever it is you want to do. If you need help, if you got an idea, like I commit myself to help people like become their dream, like become or do what their wildest dreams are. Like, if I could have a job title in the future, it would be like dream chasing assistant. I challenge so many people. There's a guy at my work, his name is Clint, and he wants to be a chef, and he wants to, like, but like he's so doubtful on like what he can earn and everything. But like I told him, I'll do a full video for him free on the house if he just does it. So if I can just encourage you guys, stop thinking like your mind is gonna be your worst enemy and just go and do it. Like, I desire to see so many more people just becoming fruitful of their heart's desires. So yeah, I just want to encourage you guys with that and let you know that season 2 is gonna be as sooner than we expect. Again, sorry for the delay on this one. The glass, like I told you, the glass on this frame was a problem. But this frame is the end of it. I mean, we've gone from chatting to Ryan and Cherie. We've gone from there. We've gone to buying a pair of Jordan 1s, and we had a chat with Dylan and Sneaker Feds. With that sneakers, we traded off for the piece of art that Stefan did for me, the collab that we did. So dear Stefan, and then we then took that to Darwin, who then created this frame or built this frame for me. And I think we ended on this. I mean, no better way than to end it like just with myself and you guys. So if you have any ideas, if there's anything you want me to do in the coming seasons, like, I'm always open, man. Like, I want everyone to be a part of this, and it's a journey that if I can encourage if I make 10 seasons and 2 people become something that they thought they would never become because of this, then like, yeah, greatest goal achieved. So yeah, let me just hang this quickly and then we're gone.